Hi, I am Reverend Susie Comer. I am the Rector of St. Mark's Episcopal Church in Richmond, Texas, and this is the Rector's Update for October 14th, 2020. Early voting began yesterday in Fort Bend County. Yesterday at Brown Bag Bible Study, we also covered the 8th chapter of Ecclesiastes, in which the first several verses speak of obeying an all-powerful king. The preacher, a descriptive name for the writer of Ecclesiastes, says, "Do what the king instructs, and even if it is unpleasant, do not delay." Just or unjust, those who reign with absolute power have control, right or wrong. And this is vanity, says the preacher, in vain, meaningless. Kings had the power of life or death over their people at the time, and there was nothing the people could do. Wisdom was to capitulate. Kings were for life. We, however, have been blessed with a form of government that allows us to elect our leaders, sometimes giving our presidents 4 more years, sometimes electing someone new. Elections are not covered in Ecclesiastes. There is, however, plenty of observation of human behavior, wise and foolish, just and unjust. And the preacher calls it all mere wind, simply vanity and purposelessness. There's a good deal of push and pull going on right now about voting, how to vote, when to vote, where to vote. And if you're wondering, instructions about what to bring and the hours and locations of early polling sites in our county, all of that information is easily available online. There were some hiccups yesterday in our county. The wrong date had been entered into the voting system, and so the whole system had to be taken down so it could be corrected, and then the whole system brought back up before any voting could continue. Ecclesiastes would likely say that voting is a vanity, in vain, futile, and that he would probably make much of these errors and manipulations and struggles that are going on during this election. Why bother? He would probably say. This Sunday, the gospel reading will include Jesus' famous response to the religious leaders of his time. Render unto Caesar those things that are Caesar's, and unto God the things that are God's. Dare we expand Jesus' intention, moving from taxes to participating in the election process as Americans? Does God want us to participate in this flawed and human system of self-governance called the electoral process? Can voting be an expression of our faith in God, God's will for the world? As Episcopalians, we believe we are called to be responsibly involved in the functioning of the world around us, to seek, through God's help, to make it a better place. As Americans, this means we need to figure out how to cast our votes in these next few weeks, even during the pandemic. Jesus does not want us to give up on this world that Jesus will return to as judge to heal and restore despite its hypocrisy and struggles. We are citizens of 2 realms. We're called to be agile. The foot that we are standing on in this world is to be guided by our other foot, which is headed into God's realm. Keep the peace when you go to the polls in the next few weeks, no matter what other folks do, no matter how they behave. And remember that God chose us and blessed us with a country that will have no kings with absolute power. Only Jesus is our King, even as we make our best prayerful choices in the voting booth.